Hey everybody, welcome back to the next episode of the Balanced Wise podcast. Welcome to my Washington studio, which is not really a studio, but it is right now because this is where I'm recording. Sitting on the floor in front of my bed, just hanging out. If you saw my video setup, you would be laughing, but it works. So here we go. So today we're talking about exercise tools and hacks and diet tools and hacks that you absolutely need to be aware of if you want to get the dream body, the body of your wildest dreams, the best body you've ever seen, the body that you have always wanted. And when we look at some of the gadgets and some of the workout tools, for example, that are on the market, and also the diets that are on the market and keep popping up here and there all the time, what we actually see is that these things are all BS and you don't need any of them. What you really need is the basic knowledge that you already have. Yes, it is true. Everybody already knows what works. It's just a matter of implementing these things and not getting distracted by all this new information that, all this marketing that is just trying to sell you stuff that does not work. Or if it works, it's nowhere near as effective as the basics, right? The basics, the basic workouts, the basic workout tools, the basic dietary principles. So let me give you an example. So just a couple of days ago, I saw and heard about a brand new workout tool that was marketed as the best tool that you have ever seen. So basically it was put together like a bar with a rubber band, or like a resistance band. And supposedly the workouts you do with this tool give you way better results than a set of dumbbells or a kettlebell or a barbell could ever give you. All you have to do is use this tool. You will get in an amazing shape and your life's going to be beautiful. Okay. Of course, who was advertising, who was, in those ads was like a completely jacked woman, and the man, they had this dream body that probably everybody wants to have, lean, muscular, beautiful. And of course, they are advertising this product, but how do we know how they actually got in shape? And let me guess, they probably have lifted heavy weights for a long time before they ever did this photo shoot, right? So it's not that this tool gave them these results. They probably worked out differently. They probably worked out in the most traditional way, the way that really guarantees you results. And the way that guarantees you results, if you want to lose body fat, get leaner, have better muscle tone, have nicer muscles in general, and gives you a lot of strength, you know what those tools are? Those tools are typically your set of dumbbells, your kettlebell, and your barbell, okay? And body weight training, of course, added as well. You don't need a weird, awkward workout tool that's a bar that has a resistance band attached to it. And you've probably seen other stuff too. Something that I just saw the other day on Instagram was just absolutely ridiculous thing. I guess it was supposed to give you like the nicest butt in the world. And it literally looks like a little chair that has a little spring in it, and so you just basically do half squats and you're sitting on this thing and you're kind of pulsing and doing half squats. I have no idea how this thing is gonna work, how this thing could ever give you like the beautiful glutes and strong quads that they were advertising, because this is just BS, and I really want you to be aware of it. I really want to make sure that you know that you already know how to build a strong, resilient, good-looking body, because you know that people go to the gym, have been going to the gym for decades for a reason, because gym has dumbbells, the gym has kettlebells, the gym has barbells. These are the things that work. Don't buy into just some stupid stuff that has just really good advertising behind it. It's really easy to advertise if you're able to speak your customer's language. If you can say things like, hey, you're gonna get your dream body and you never have to touch a barbell. Maybe there's somebody who doesn't want to work out with a barbell. Maybe they are really like self-critical. They don't want to go to a gym because they feel intimidated, and then they just buy this piece of equipment that is promising amazing results, but it's not giving them the results because it just doesn't work that way. So if you are constantly doing, continuously often doing squats and lunges and push-ups and overhead presses and chest presses, you're doing them because you know these things work, and people have done these things forever because these things work. We literally don't have to invent anything new. Everything already exists. And there are, of course, many ways, how dumbbells work. Barbells work a little bit differently. Kettlebells work a little bit differently. For some things, you don't even need those tools. You can do a lot of push-ups and get crazy strong in your upper body. These tools have maybe a little bit different ways how we use them, but at the end of the day, it's still resistance training, right? So you're pushing up a weight, you're squatting with a weight. This stimulates your muscle. This grows your muscle. So you don't need anything fancy. You don't have to pay $500 for a ridiculous thing that does absolutely nothing. The other thing is diets. And that's probably even worse than, I feel like, than the fitness tool industry, because I think there are more and more diets coming out all the time. And to be honest, I would not even know about them if my clients didn't tell me about them, because I've tried a few diets in my life, but I've never been the one to do like the crazy stuff, like, cabbage soup only, or apple cider vinegar only, or any of those things. But I hear about these things from my clients, and a couple of things that I've heard lately are the OMAD, which is OMAD, which is 1 meal a day diet, for example. Then of course there are certain brands that just have you buy their shakes and then supplements and tell you that, okay, 3 shakes a day, this is your nutrition plan basically, and you're gonna lose weight. I mean, come on, show me a person who wouldn't lose weight initially on a cabbage soup diet, or 1 meal a day, or whatever the very restricted way of eating is, or 3 shakes a day. Everybody's going to lose weight, but is this sustainable? Is this doable? Can you see yourself doing it in the long run? And I don't think you are. So these things don't work, and I just want you to be really aware of and tell yourself, if you're tempted to do anything like that, tell yourself that, hey, I'm not going to do it. This is bullshit. What I'm going to do instead, I'm going to figure out how to eat healthy. If you don't know that yet, you're going to figure out how to eat healthy. You're going to eat high protein. You're going to eat a lot of vegetables. You're going to maybe figure out your macros if you want to do that. If you have more specific goals, work with somebody who knows how to help you. And this is what you need. You need to good macronutrient. You need to have a good macronutrient balance. You need to get good micronutrients from good quality foods. You don't ever need to overeat. Okay, I'm not talking about eating disorders right now. They may have to overeat, those people who have it. But in general, don't overeat. Keep your calories moderate. Keep your protein high. And this is what you need, okay? You don't need any new tricks. You don't need to hack your diet. You don't have to go on a specific, eat according to your blood type diet. You don't need to restrict so heavily that you cut one food group out or one macronutrient out. You don't need these things. You already know the basics. So let's go over the basics one more time. The basics are, when it comes to exercise, lifting weights, providing enough resistance for your body, enough stimulus so it can grow, okay? That combined with rest, of course. So the best tools are barbells, dumbbells, kettlebells, body weight, okay? Everything else, yes, they do have their purpose. You can use your Bosu balls or balance balls and bands. Yes, they do have their purpose, but if we take it down to really a core level, the foundation, the basics, what it really looks like is using dumbbells, barbells, kettlebells, and body weight, okay? So don't be fooled by, and don't get yourself sucked into this thing where you have to buy the most fancy tools, because they don't work. And when it comes to nutrition, it's also really simple. Good quality foods, right macros, high protein, and then eating until you're satisfied. Of course, some of us may need to track our calories, some of us may need to track our macros to figure out what is the right number for us. What does it feel like to eat the right way? What does it feel like to actually nourish our bodies? So you may have to work on that a little bit, but the basics is still the same. You don't have to eat 1 meal a day. You don't even have to do intermittent fasting. You don't have to do these things. Although I would say fasting does have some benefits, but it's not the key to your best, strongest, most beautiful body. It really isn't. So stick with the basics. And also one thing that I would add, move enough, okay? So working out at a gym or at home gym, that's one thing, but also your movement. Human beings are meant to move, and the most normal, the most natural way for us is walking. So walk, do stuff around the house, do some yard work, find ways to move, not just so that you sit in your car, drive to the gym, do the workout, drive back, and don't move anymore at all. Find ways to move your body a little bit more. Aim for that 10,000 steps a day. I do think that this is a really, really good guideline for most of us, and see what happens. Let's just normalize health and fitness, because there's no new stuff that you need to know. There's no hacks, no tips, no tools that you have never heard about. So I'm gonna finish right here. I think I made my point. I hope this was helpful for you, and I will talk to you again very soon. Bye bye.